What's up, y'all? We back. Another episode of Nobody Asked Me. I'm your host, Malik S. And as usual, I got my team with me. I got my girl, Keysha E, right here. And I got my guy, Hess Wesley.
What's up?
He on the oil right now. Hess getting lit. Hess getting lit right now. I see you.
What you taking a shot to?
Yeah. Toast.
Black History Month, man. Black History. We all wearing black right now. She got the black leather on. You know what I'm saying? I got my Who used to wear the Adidas? What's the
Run
DMC Adidas on? Hey, we doing it.
So you drinking top shelf liquor for
Top
Black
shelf,
History?
man. Top shelf.
But I guess that is because back in the day, our ancestors probably didn't get top shelf, so I guess you just for them. You did.
Unless you snuck it.
I don't drink, so I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out because he said he's having a drink for Black History Month. So.
I mean, you know, we gotta represent at some point. You know what I mean? I mean, to be honest, I hardly drink, but like, you know, it's a little cool right now.
So you just trying to get a little lit.
You ain't want to go hot chocolate?
Right.
He's like, it's a little cool right now.
Hey, man.
Take a shot.
Hey, it's Black History Month. Do your black thing, black man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Black woman. You know, I love Black History Month. I just wish it was Black History all the time. Yeah, like, why we get a month? And I don't want to go over the same thing we all said before. It's the shortest month of the year, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the obvious. But I feel like, because you know, what's crazy is, I don't know if y'all seen this, in Utah, they was going to let students opt out of Black History Month.
Really?
And I was like, oh, okay, well then we should be able to opt out of white history.
Right, the history class in general.
Right,
I'm not
exactly.
taking history
So
off.
that means there's no history there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then the parents got outraged and they kind of stopped it. And I'm just like,
That's crazy.
You know, we wouldn't have to have a Black History Month if they taught the history correctly, like throughout. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they only teach you that, you know, George Washington founded and then blah blah blah.
It's the same. It's Malcolm, Martin, and Rosa, and she wasn't even the first black woman to get arrested for not. She didn't even start that.
They ain't tell-
She was the face of it because they didn't want to use
Exactly.
Claudette Colvin, who was the real first, black woman who got arrested for that because she was young, she was pregnant, she wasn't married, she was dark complected.
Right.
Like Rosa Parks was just, but she was a trophy
Right.
for it.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, it's like, you know, in school, you know, they gonna make sure you get about Martin. Mm-hmm. But it's a reason for that, though.
Because Martin is like the, you know, the goody two shoes.
Well, he was the
what I mean?
peace. You
Yeah.
know, the biggest thing white people, I think, they be scared of is a revolution.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't never want us to do what they did, which we would never do. Because that's just not
It was
in
this
black
meme
people's
like,
heart.
why Malcolm X don't have a day? And it was like, because white people picked the holidays and Malcolm
Right.
X fucked them
Yeah.
up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then it'll be like, oh,
Fred Hampton.
you better stay in the house day.
Yeah.
That's what it'll
Yeah.
be.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like they purposely manipulate the history to make sure they feel good and benefit them.
Right.
Because in their eyes, oh, if these people ever get in power, they're gonna do us how we did them. Because that's what we would do.
And to be honest, I think we really suffering still the same shit now because
Really?
we never really America. I'm saying we, but I just became a citizen.
This nigga was a citizen Tuesday.
Right. The problem is,
Yes, let me tell you about America.
We just became we're still dealing with the same thing because we haven't really fully dealt with the shit that we did wrong. Like people scared to say, like we still say America's the greatest country, this and that, but we never say, oh, you know, the dude who freed the slaves, like had a bunch of slaves himself though, right? You know,
Right.
he
and it
owned
wasn't
people.
because he wanted to free slaves. It was all about money.
Nigga own people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people don't want to like say, oh no, we're actually like a fascist, far right type country that, you know what I'm saying, that like are racist or this or that. This is who we are.
Right.
So we don't want to say that's who we are, but that's who we are. And other countries see that. And that's why, you know, we still getting killed in the street. We still doing all that. So, you know what I
Crazy
mean?
thing is, the slave masters got reparations for their slaves, but the slaves didn't.
Exactly. Bro, even
Imagine that.
even Nazi Germany,
Yeah.
they gave reparations to Jewish
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got reparations.
They would clearly give reparations if it wasn't black people.
I was gonna say that because he's black.
It's black.
black
So
people.
Yeah.
you don't need no reparations. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I mean, we gave y'all Black History Month. God damn.
Yeah, like calm down.
Like,
Like,
geez.
what the fuck?
But I feel like I have a thing. I hate where people you see it on Instagram all the time. Like as soon as Black History Month rolls around, February 1st, I'm black 24/7. You ain't got to tell me it's more than a month. Be the
Right.
same motherfuckers that don't know. They don't know none of their history. So it's
Right.
like take this time. Even though we are black 24/7. Yes, our history is relevant. Yes, we should learn more. I just feel like it's that reminder because you don't take the time out. Most
Right.
people know the Malcolm, Martin, and Rosa. They don't know anybody else. People was like, who's Nat Turner?
Right.
Who is Denmark Vesey? They don't know
Right.
none of that. And it's
Right.
like you realize there were plenty of slaves that led rebellions. But so I feel like it's that opportunity and it's that gentle reminder of like, take this time, especially with your kids. Like you got a lot of my Black history, a lot of it came from my parents.
Right.
Like my dad was super pro Black. He was a captain in like the Detroit chapter of like the Black Panther Party. So super pro Black, super like you gonna know your history. So people joke because I may not have seen Coming to America till just 2 years ago, but I know I know my real history. I might know the fictional stuff.
Yeah, you might want to edit that out.
Listen,
Wait,
it is what it is.
what was the one what was the Oprah one that came out that you ain't never watched?
First of all, I had to watch The
Color
Color Purple,
Purple? Oh,
for
yeah.
a project that I have coming out.
So you recently watched it.
When I tell you it took me 3 days and a half a fucking fifth of liquor to,
It was hard to watch.
and I may or may not have finished it. I was like, this is very child trafficking, sex trafficking. This is very like
and it was very
molesting.
true.
Oh my
It happened.
gosh.
It happened back in the day, man.
It was a rough movie to watch.
Yeah, it was. I personally don't really like watching those slave movies.
I don't watch slave movies yet.
I don't really enjoy those. I always
I
feel like
I
they
support it.
they green light those slave movies quick.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
I got a slave out there. Oh, let's shoot it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's almost. I almost feel like maybe I'm overthinking it. Like it's a constant reminder. Like, hey,
What's the Nat Turner movie that came out?
Birth of a Nation.
Birth
that
of
one
a
I
Nation.
supported only because of the backlash that they
They
tried
got a
to
lot
give
of
him.
backlash because
I
he was
didn't
killing
like that.
he was killing white people.
yeah,
Yeah.
well,
So when they were trying to pull out the whole rape accusation that he got acquitted for, so I don't support rape, but that man
Right.
was never charged with that. He's been in this industry for how long? And
It's just
now
'cause
when he
it was
makes this
killing white
movie,
people.
yeah, now is you want to bring this out. So I definitely bought a ticket and supported that. But I don't watch slavery movies. I don't watch civil rights movies. Like I'll read, but to physically see it.
yeah, it's
Because I leave the theater and I'm
You
ready
ready.
to fuck a
You-
white
you
person.
on one.
You
You
know what I
ready.
mean? For no reason. Like, sorry. But Black History Month, I don't really
People
fuck with.
get PTSD. People, matter of fact, since this past civil rights movement that happened in 2020, kind of maybe still happening now. Some people get PTSD from all that's happened. You know what I'm saying? Donald, our friend, he didn't really want to go to these protests because he fought in Iraq. So if some shit happened, he kind of get a little like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, that's how I think a lot of these people got caught up in this QAnon thing. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is, it's like with social media, the algorithm.
Yeah.
It'll give
Yeah.
you what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And if you keep seeing more and more of something, it start becoming true to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No matter how
Yeah.
not true it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and even with us, like I know on social media, it's a lot of like, you ever see those too woke people? They so woke they hate everybody black.
Right.
Like, dude, like nobody, like they hate Kamala Harris.
Right.
She ain't dead. They hate all. I'm like, well, who you want, bro? Like, who do you
Harriet.
want? You know what I'm saying? Like, they just think everything.
said
Oh,
Harriet?
y'all kissing up
Let's
to this.
hear it to him.
I'm like, dude, who you want? I seen
Yeah.
one dude the other day was like, that Eugene, the dude in the black officer, stopped the dude, kind of led them
Oh,
away.
right.
He
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
no hero. He part of the thing. I'm like, God damn, bro, you that woke?
People always want something to complain about. Like that's what I don't get. It's like, how are you mad that I don't never hear you talk about Black history throughout the year, but you mad we only got a month. Yeah, but you don't even recognize it. You don't even you don't even take the time out to read up on it or acknowledge our ancestors and people that have paved the way and came before us any other time. So why you mad that we got this month? Like,
Some people just want to
Celebrate it,
They
embrace
just
it.
want to be relevant. They just want to have something to say.
Or act like they care.
Because it's hyped.
Right.
If it's the thing right now, then I'm gonna care. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And as soon as we move on, oh, Cardi B said what? I'm on that.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm a little, because it takes somebody to get killed, you know what I'm saying, practically on live TV where people was recording and they put it out for people to get mad and go out there and say, oh, Black Power, Black Lives Matter, Black this and Black that. I'm like, okay, well, if that keeps happening every couple of weeks, every month or whatever, we always seeing this happening. And then, what were you doing before then and what are you doing after? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come and try to act like you're this whole person when you haven't been saying nothing in the beginning.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations where I feel like you have to take action. You gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's not everybody got to go out and protest, because not everybody protesters. Not everybody got to go out and start a fund to like feed, but what are you doing personally to move, you know what I'm saying, the black sort of movement forward? Like, it could be a podcast, it could be you talking to your mom about, you know what I'm saying, or it could be you waking up some white people about, you know what I'm saying, which I've been doing. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, it's going to keep happening and keep happening and keep happening. And part of that, like, we can go back again, is starting to realize that this is who we are as a country. We're a racist country, and we don't want to say that. That's who we are.
Yeah. I think we say it every day loud.
Right.
We say it.
No,
we
I
say it.
think the country says it's pretty loud to me after this dude was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, recently,
for the insurrection.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how much more we need to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like.
You got any friends who still support
Trump?
Yeah.
I don't have any Trump supporting friends.
That
if
you know
I do,
of.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't have no openly Trump supporting friends, and if I did, I still wouldn't have no openly Trump supporting friends,
Right, yeah.
because they wouldn't be my friends.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
it's gotten to the point where, you know,
Because back then you could have a friend who's Republican or whatever, and just you know what I mean.
I actually thought it was a healthy balance to have a two-party, you know what I'm saying, situation when the other party was like, all right, and made sense. Because to be honest with you, most black people are conservatives. But it's like, we not racist, though. We not heartless. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to give tax breaks to corporations and not teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not for that. So even before Trump, the Republican Party started going like crazy to the right, too far to the right. Yeah. And Trump just took them to another level. And now it's not even Republicans. They call them Trumplicans, right? Something like that.
Trumpers, Trumplicans.
Trumplicans. I think that's what they call them, because it's not a Republican Party anymore. They scared of
it's
Trump.
his party.
Yeah, it's whatever he want to do. You know what I mean? So
if somebody support him now, it's almost like you just against everything that I stand for. So we can't even be friends.
We can't be friends, because I feel like, to me, and
I put that on my dating profile, by the way.
yeah, I just feel like if you support Trump, there's nothing me and you. There's no common ground.
I just hate giving Trump
any kind of light.
Energy. Yeah, any kind of like. So it's like, if you support Trump, you already know. You know what it is. I don't have to explain it.
Honestly, it's sad that I'm normal to it now. It doesn't bother me that people are Trump supporters. I'm just like, okay, do your thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But we ain't got to be cool. We ain't got to speak. We ain't got to interact. But I'm not mad at you. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Stay over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't come over here with that. Do your thing. I'm going to do my thing.
If your neighbor was one, you wouldn't invite him to the picnic. No,
but I wouldn't have any issues. Just be over there in your house. I'm at my house. Yeah. You Republican, you do your thing. I don't care. Just don't. I think that's one of the problems with these Trumplicans is they don't want to just do their thing. Yeah. They want to be in your face.
And they want to force you to do their thing.
Yeah, they want to force you to do their thing.
I'm at a point where, even though I think in America, yes, we need to, as you said, acknowledge the races, that this country is built on racism, and acknowledge the disadvantage that black people were brought into this country and that we have. Because people act like, oh, well, now you guys can get an education. Yeah, y'all had a 400 fucking year, and y'all still got a head start. You know what I mean? And think about all the post-traumatic slave syndrome. We still suffer from that. All the things in the black community that broke us down from slavery was mental, it was physical, but it was like you took the father away. You took the man away, you emasculated him in front of the woman. So now you got this whole strong black woman thing. Well, that's all we knew how to. That's what we had to do, right? And then you had, what does that do to the man when you do that? Then you had, the welfare system. A man couldn't be in the house. So everything starts with tearing apart the family, because if you could tear apart the family, you can keep the community in chaos. Then lack of education and resources and all of those things. Facts. So while we do need to work on that and fix that, I'm at a point now where I don't have the energy to try to explain to a white person or try to change their mind or convince them. So now I'm at a point of like, what can I build here for my community? Right. That's where we need to start.
Well, see, a lot of white people didn't really understand Black Lives Matter the first time when it came around in 2016, or before when the Baltimore stuff happened. But now, like, they sort of understand. So, because some people need time to sort of like get to the point where they're like, I get what that means now.
I have a hard time. A grown person, you don't understand Black Lives Matter. You don't understand what's happening. Yeah. I'm not Jewish. I'm not, you know what I mean? But I can understand, and I know what the Holocaust was all about. So it's like, how do you?
I could see both sides, and I understand what you're saying, Keysha. But I could understand why some white people didn't get it, because
One of my best friends didn't get it, and then she got it this time.
They don't have to be part of our world. So, like, you notice how you could watch, you literally could go on certain networks and watch TV and not see none of us the whole day. So they don't have to take part in our world. So sometimes,
I get it
if they only get fed by the media certain stereotypes, if they only get fed Lil Wayne, all these rich celebrities and all these athletes, and they like, what? Y'all doing great. Like, what the fuck is the problem?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could kind of understand why sometimes.
But I feel like I get that point that you may not realize because you're in this bubble. But once you see on national television, black men, black women, day after day after day, unarmed, getting killed by the police, how do you not understand?
But they might not see it, Keysha. Like, I'm gonna tell you like this.
And the algorithms which only show them the statistics that says that, you know what I mean?
They could watch Fox News and see that same clip, but the commentating is gonna be so different.
I mean, I guess I can see. I just feel like as an adult who, if you have a brain, you should be able to think for yourself. And even if you're not, you don't understand this world.
You're like 5%. You're like 5% of the
but imagine
humanity.
Imagine you watch Fox News and that's all you watch. They're gonna show George Floyd getting choked out, but the
what they're saying now, though, right?
It is gonna be so much.
You know what they're saying though, right now, right? They're saying he died because overdose.
Exactly. So
that's what they're saying right now.
They were trying to say COVID. They were trying to say all types of stuff. There's no justification. I'm watching this video.
But listen,
and I'm seeing you.
What I'm telling you though, that's what I'm saying. If you watch Fox News. First of all, Fox News not gonna show the 8 minutes, so they're gonna show you a little bit clip, and they're gonna say he died of an overdose. So you take that with you.
I guess for me, and this is work that other people can do. I don't have the patience for it.
No,
but white people,
we get it. Yeah, we get it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just low key playing devil's advocate, just for the decent ones, for the good ones. You know what I'm saying? That I can see how sometimes they can be blind, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes you like you say, you be out of touch with certain things. You know what I mean? Like, it happened to me. As you keep growing and you keep elevating, certain things you don't even deal with no more, and you forget, and you just like, oh shit. Like, you'll do some elitist shit. Like, somebody be like, oh man, my dishwasher broke, and you on some nigga, get another one.
Yeah.
And you're not thinking like, oh, well, shit, like, maybe they can't. They don't have money to get it. But in your mind, you're like, just go get another dishwasher, nigga. What's the problem?
That's what I think it's so important that we stay close. You know what I mean? Right. Like, and I get it. I'm not saying
live
in the hood. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course, if the neighborhood's going down or whatever. But also just staying in touch and being like, I feel like we got to a point. I feel like the 90s was really good for black people, but I feel like we got to a point where black people really started getting something, and then it was like,
well, we started doing this.
Now it became that thing.
It was I'm this black, you this black.
Yeah,
before we used to just
and it's
be
like,
black.
nah, we black.
Yeah,
and in the eyes of everybody else.
What's the dude, the DA in the Breonna Taylor case, the black dude, Dan Cameron?
Yeah,
like how does he celebrate Black History Month?
He doesn't.
Yeah,
come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's some black people that's just like,
he doesn't. Like, look, that dude made a clear.
I don't like using the C word, but
he
made a conscious decision that he was gonna get his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have some black people that when they reach a certain point, or not even reach that point, they want to separate themselves from, and then they want to be more like this. That's why I don't understand. I feel like we beg too much. Why are we begging to be accepted at the Oscars? We have the NAACP Image Awards.
Right.
This is for us. This is the NAACP. Like, I don't understand.
We glorify white praise.
How we do that?
Because we glorify
the Oscars
white
is what,
praise.
a luncheon at the Roosevelt Hotel is how it started. So why don't we invest and build in our own? Like, that baffles me so much.
Here's the funny thing with people like the DA and the Breonna Taylor case. You notice in my short time on this earth, all these people, they always have their day. They always have to come back to the black community.
Yeah.
They always get sent back.
Yeah.
So he's going to get sent back. They always get sent back.
And I agree with that too. And here's the thing with that sort of route. When you have like your own sort of thing, Black people have always been the inviting ones. We invite people all the time. We don't care if you black, you white, whatever. When the Image Awards, when they came out with Creed 2, Sylvester Stallone, that was his first time ever, like, you know what I'm saying, like getting to that level, and that was because, a black director who wrote it, who did, who caught him, but he came in, got an award. and this is a whole black, you know what I'm saying, award show. But so we're always the ones that invite people. So if we can start from that place where we have our own, but it's not meaning like we don't do what they do, meaning like we keep them out. We like, that's a black film. So we put them aside on the specific category. We just say if it's a good movie, yes or no. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how it should be. But I think if you still have that systematic racism sort of world that you grew up in, and it's gonna show up everything that you see and you do in Hollywood is just gonna show up everywhere. So for it to not show up, it has to come from the black community.
Right.
Because we've experienced it. So now that we know now we're only giving awards for actual talent and these things, we can grow from that point, and then the people can come in because that's what we always do.
Well, the whole
and they always think we're gonna go and grow up and kill them I'm just saying, but that's who we are. That's who we are.
That's not our heart though. That's the thing. If we could just convince people, like black people, even if we could, we would never enslave people.
No,
like that's just not us.
Look what happened to the dude who killed the 9 people at the church.
Oh
man, the very next thing they did was afraid for the dude, forgive him, and want to hug him.
Yeah.
Some people are like, man,
like the dude.
What
about the dude who brother got shot by the police officer? She ran in the wrong house.
Oh my God!
And then he went now him, I want to slap shit out of him. I want to slap shit. I think he was clout chasing.
You think so?
I just,
man, listen, I'd be locked up.
Like, I get it. I could get like, hey, whatever the jury decide, I'm fine with that. But I'm not finna say, oh, I don't want you to go to jail.
Right? Yeah.
Like, absolutely not.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
Absolutely not.
If black people were what white people actually think we were, then shit would have already been different a long time ago.
But here's the thing: they don't think that. They don't think we are that. They project
they want
that.
us to.
They project it.
They don't think
that.
They
They project
know
that.
what we are, which is the reason why
It's just like
they
the whole,
try to keep us down.
fear.
They project it. You're right.
And I was telling some of my coworkers this shit. I was like, this whole white people scared of black people shit is bullshit. It's a myth. It's what they hide behind for the law. Because as a black man, if it's 2 black men outside my door and they look sketchy as fuck, I'm not finna sit there and talk shit to them till the police come. I'm gonna back the fuck up in my car. Hey, it's 2 dudes out here. These white women be like, I'm calling the police. You ain't scared.
Right, yeah.
That's not fear.
Right, no.
That's not fear. They're not scared of us. They use that shit for legal terms. It's because they try to use the shit as in police contract, fear for my life, and they just transfer that shit to them.
Black man whistle that.
They not scared like that lady who was in the park with the dude in New York.
Yeah.
You scared and you just still there just chilling.
Right. Is it just me? Like, am I the only person that be like, why does this never happen to me?
I know,
Let it be me. Let it be me.
Keysha like said, I wish a nigga would.
Karen, please, I would drop my pen. I would let you know where I'm at.
Please come Karen me.
Man, no.
But that's why I say, to me, it's definitely not fear, and it's not that they know we wouldn't do this. Projection, dude. I gotta put this out there.
That they're. I don't want to say that.
They would do the things that they think that we would do.
They did it.
Yeah.
Right, they did it. Right, exactly.
And don't see anything wrong with it.
And would still do it.
Like, y'all the murderers, y'all the rapists, y'all the, what you mean?
Right, yeah.
But and the crazy part is, it's like, it's hard because it's not all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can't just put everybody in a box, because there's a lot of decent white folks out here. There's probably some decent Republicans, but they caught up in this big ass umbrella. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the best thing I see was Muhammad Ali had an interview, and he was just like, the dude was like, you don't think there's any good white people? And he was like, man, look, this is how it is.
The snake one?
Yeah, it's like, if it's 5,000 snakes and it's 1,000 in it, am I supposed to wait to be like, which 1,000?
You don't know.
You go.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's what it is. So I try my best to not put everybody under one umbrella and just say, oh, white people bad. Like, I try not, because I know that's not true.
Right.
I've experienced some good white people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had white people look out for me. So I hate to have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I think, with that being said, the more white people use their voice, use their privilege, and speak on things, then we don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to defend my own victimization.
Right.
And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I think our focus just needs to shift a little bit, like, within the black community. So, it is on them. And for the white people who, aren't like that, to speak up and be a voice to those white people. And then I feel like it's on us to continue to try and repair with the damage that has been done within our community,
right.
within, like I said, just with man and woman, black men and black women. You hear this thing back and forth about, it's like we pointing fingers, and it's like,
right.
it's not pointing fingers, it's not a blame. It's like, listen to how I feel as a black woman, what I'm saying, and I listen to how you feel as a black man, and then how we can move forward. And just,
you believe in segregation?
No, I don't believe in somebody segregating you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with, and I posed this question one time on my Facebook story. Would you send your kid to an all-white school? Because I read a lot of books, and I read a lot of books by black women authors. And I had read like 3 books in a row, and they were talking about how, like, growing up as a black woman, you feel like you can't be this, and you feel this way about your hair. And I'm like, I don't relate to none of this shit. But as I kept reading, they all went to school. They went to predominantly white schools.
Right.
I went to all black schools.
Right.
So my entire
some niggas was doing really good when during segregation time.
But I just feel like, oh, you said.
I'm just saying, like us, like, Black Wall Street, we had a lot of good stuff going on. We had some very smart people.
I don't believe in somebody saying you can't. But
you right,
like
you
that
can't.
Thing. But
right.
I felt like, just to wrap that point up, I felt like I would want my kid to go to a predominantly black school, to be around their peers, to learn from teachers that look like them, because it made a world of difference. Just as I'm reading this, I'm like, I never felt like my hair was this kind of way, but I was surrounded by people who looked like me, and
right.
I don't want my kids to have that experience. Yes, they're gonna go out in the world, and at some point they may experience that, but I feel like at some point your daughter gonna grow up and have sex. You don't want to put that in her face at 5.
That ain't never gonna happen. That ain't never gonna happen.
I feel like you shield and protect them as much as you can, but to your point, no, I don't just believe in that segregation is right. No, but I do think that I think that black people, we absolutely need to stick together.
But also, I will say this, and I might piss some people off, but it's just true. We also got to be accountable for some bullshit, because it's a lot of us holding us back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot of us ain't doing shit.
You can tell some white people be thinking that about Trump supporters too.
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes,
but I think it's getting down to the root of the problem, because oftentimes when you get down to the root of it, what happened? Just like you have young black boys, you have kids of all ages and races, whatever, doing things. But let's just say in the black community, the boys that's getting locked up, or, they going to jail or whatever. When you get down to the root of most of them, they don't have fathers in their life. They live in poverty. You know what I mean? That's all they see. When you watch The Wire, that's like when I watched The Wire, my heart hurt for most of them, except for the one. What was his name? I hated him. I couldn't wait for him to get killed, because he wanted to be out there. But the rest of them were just products of their environment. You know what I'm saying? Little Dookie. Oh my God, I just wanted to adopt him. They were products of their environment, and that's all they know, and they haven't been exposed to anything else, and they don't have those opportunities right in their face. Yeah, you might have 1 or 2 that just has the will to just push through, but for the most part, all of that comes from, we were placed in the ghetto. You know what I mean? And then it trickles down to school systems. A lot of the school systems are jacked up.
But I would say this, man. I feel like your environment, your biggest environment, is here.
Yeah.
So whatever you're in, you don't have to let that shit control you.
But I think it's a lot easier said than done.
Well, I did it. So, but then I'm not making an excuse of saying like, oh, if you're in the hood, you could get out. But what I'm saying, it is possible. Yeah. And to me, this was always my environment. Yeah. I always had this picture of what I'm doing right now in my head as a kid. Like,
it's really hard now, especially with social media, man. With these algorithms, man. Like
like rap.
That's see the smartest.
You don't have no male figures in your life, and you look it up to Lil Wayne, and he's talking about selling dope and this and that. That's what you aspire to be, because you don't know any better, unfortunately.
But sometimes you see some of the smartest people that like turn, and turn, and I'm like, how?
It's profit.
Yeah.
It's and again, it's profit.
And I don't know that feeling of like hopelessness. Like, you have some people that are in situations, and when they look around, that, you know what I mean? I think it's easier said than done for somebody who's like, I had opportunities, or I had people, people who I looked up to in my family and this and that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I do. I feel you. It isn't here, but I think that it's hard for some people who, when everything out here is different and they don't know any different.
Well, man, sorry we didn't make y'all laugh like we usually do. I'm sorry.
It's a little funny.
It wasn't that funny. If you was looking to laugh this episode, Keysha took us down another path. But you know, you got to go where the Lord leads you.
I mean,
so,
let them use you.
yeah.
You know?
So
sometimes it's good, man. Nah, really. Sometimes it's good to kind of like, you know.
This is, believe it or not, sometimes you just got to get these thoughts out.
Right.
It helps you not be angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, not be sad. You just get it out, and then, you know, just, you know, sometimes be heard.
Right.
And I think that's one of the benefits of Black History Month. It gives an opportunity, again, just a refresher and just to have these conversations that people may not be having just on a daily basis.
That's right. You know, so this is another Black History Month moment. Keysha was the first Black woman that wanted a kid to get killed and was happy about it on the wire.
Oh, yeah. What was his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about, the light-skinned dude.
I don't know, but we're going to leave it there. Like, you already incriminated yourself enough, Keysha. Just let it go. Like,
she's from Detroit.
He's a fictional character.
Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Nobody Asked Me podcast. Hit me up on my website, man. Malik S Comedy. Social media is Malik S Comedy. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything, man.
Check out Hesitant Heroes. It's a website that I created right after George Floyd. If y'all want to donate, volunteer, there's buttons on there. HesitantHeroes.com. What we do is cover a lot of the protests, and we really try to just, you know, help people see the things that they don't see just on February. You know what I mean? So throughout the year, you know, we try to raise awareness, and we're out there all the time. So yeah, check that out. And HesitantHeroes.com, Hess Wesley Instagram. Yeah.
And y'all can find me on Instagram. It's Keysha E. What is my Instagram?
It's Keysha.
It's Keysha.E. It's Keysha.E. Y'all can find me on there. Happy Black History Month.
Or you can find Keysha at the gun range too.
You can run up on me.
Peace.